The shadow of drugs on Indian sports. Olympic medalist Vijender Singh is facing charges of using heroin a few times after a roommate and a close friend of the boxer said both of them had done drugs. This after a 130 crore drug haul in Punjab. The names of the boxers had surfaced, but Vijender has denied any involvement, saying he doesn't do drugs and doesn't know the drug lord in whose home the heroin was found. And while he finds himself in a spot, there's support for Vijender Singh from the Haryana Chief Minister, who says the boxer can't be involved in any of this.
कानून अपना काम कर रहा है, लेकिन मेरे को लगता नहीं है कि विजेंदर कोई ऐसे उसमें होंगे, लेकिन कानून अपना काम करेगा बिल्कुल.
And to discuss all of this, the shadow, of course, of drugs on sport, I'm now joined by a special panel. Abhishek Matoria, President, Indian Boxing Federation. Deepika Kaliraman, wrestler, President of the All India Women's Wrestling Association. Also, Dr. Chandran, President of the Indian Federation of Sports Medicine. Thanks all so much for joining us. Mr. Matoria, first, if I could ask you, as the President of the Indian Boxing Federation, is there some sort of action that you're contemplating? What are you waiting for before you take any action? We've seen that the NIS has acted at least against one of those boxers there.
Natasha, let me be very clear. We are also implementing a provisional suspension on Ram Singh, who was directly involved in the drug deal. And yes, we are looking into the matter very seriously, and the suspension comes as soon as he has been removed from the NIS camp. We've also moved the suspension against Ram Singh, who was a national law international boxer. We have moved a suspension against Ram Singh, who's been directly involved in their drug deal.
There are many, of course, who are asking if there's just so much support for Vijender Singh. There's clout. We've seen the Haryana Chief Minister there saying he doesn't believe Vijender Singh can be involved in all of this. Investigations, of course, will carry on. But for all those who are wondering if the kind of clout that he has, the popularity, the support, will sort of come in the way, will sort of help him, will sort of come to his defense, what would you say?
No, Natasha. Popularity will not come into the way of necessary actions that will be invited if he is involved into drugs. Yes, we are not taking action against Vijender right now at the moment because we don't want to rush into things.
Fair enough.
We don't want, unnecessary just by speculation that we take action against Vijender on the basis of a statement given by his colleague that Vijender had consumed drugs. That statements which were contradictory to each other. So we don't want to rush into things when it comes to Vijender. We are not acting biased, but we are acting slowly and we'll act in a very neutral manner and we'll be fair with Vijender or Ram Singh, whatever the results are after the investigation. We'll put it in across people through your media.
Right, which is of course fair enough. We want the investigations to take place, we want to know the truth, and we want only those punished who are guilty of something and not to really pay the price for their popularity. Absolutely,
exactly.
Mr. Matoria there. But Dr. Chandran, as someone who knows all of this, we've heard some of the boxers there say that, we thought that they were just food supplements. In your experience, is that possible? Are these genuine mistakes that happen or not?
Yes, a lot of drugs mistake happens through food supplements. But I'm yet to come to know any food supplement contain heroin. It's very unlikely. There are anabolic steroids, adulterated food supplements. But I have not come across heroin being adulterated with food supplements. So it is maybe a story people have to bang on. And it comes under narcotics. We all know that. And it is so happened that in particular instance, police have found heroin with some people, and some of the people happen to be sportsmen. But the case should be dealt as a criminal offence as far as narcotic law is concerned. And as far as NADA or WADA is concerned, WADA code listed this drug under the caption narcotics, and it is banned only in competitions. That means when you compete and when you are tested, if you are found positive, the sanctions follow. Otherwise, there is no offence committed. But yes, on morality, on discipline, still some action can be taken against sportsmen, if they are especially sports icons, because they are role models.
Absolutely. I'm going to get Mr. Matoria there. Mr. Matoria, would you agree that this particular case apart, because we still don't have all the details on this case, we just don't know who's sort of saying the truth, who's not, we don't have all the answers yet, but do you believe that the use of such drugs should basically be a criminal offence, no matter whether it's a sports person who thought it was a supplement or performance enhancing or just for a high?
Natasha, there has been a lot of confusion at times, not in this particular incident, earlier also, regarding the use of banned drugs, illegal drugs, party drugs, heroin or food supplements. So this confusion, as stated by the doctor, has been cleared. It is our duty as the federation to clear out things to our, not only boxers, other sports also. But I completely believe the use of drugs, not only in sports, anywhere else in youngsters, should be a criminal offence and it should be taken seriously.
Right, should be taken seriously there. Deepika, there is of course so much pressure on sports. There's so much pressure on celebrities. There's so much pressure that all those under the limelight really have to face. The other argument being, you know, kya ho gaya? What is it? You know, maybe he experimented with heroin. Look at the glory that he's brought India. As a sports person, where do you stand on this debate?
Natasha, it's very difficult to quote that. I mean, it's very shocking for me that a person who raised from such a middle class family, who struggle a lot, who get a lots of laurels and everything from us, he won our trust. He is a role model for us, and suddenly we came to know that he has some connection with such kind of activities. It's such a shocking news for me, one thing. And other thing is, it's a very big accountability. These kinds of players we are representing, likewise Vijender has a lots and lots of fame. He is a role model of millions of Indians.
Which is why perhaps the spotlight is on him, because he is a big name, because he's been to the Olympics, because he's brought us so much glory, because, you know, every child must have much more careful while making some relationships or going anywhere. I mean, like if I'm talking about me, अगर मैं किसी से मिल रही हूँ, तो I'm very much feeling responsibility that कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि मैं किसी उसमें involvement हो जाऊँ, because then that sort of makes the headlines.
Many people approaching me for promoting some these kinds of powders and everything, introduce such kinds of energy drinks to your academy. I always restrict
them down, right?
Yeah, no, not at my academy, because I know I never been taught such kind of energy drinks.
And why take the risk?
Yeah, exactly.
And is that what you would say? Is it the best thing to do? Why take the risk if you're not sure about a product? Why endorse it? Why even attempt it? Because a lot of times you heard them say, we went by word of mouth. We were told this is a great food supplement, and like we know, the pressure is just intense to perform, to win, to succeed.
But as a doctor, I am not ready to buy that argument of food supplements, not at all.
I see.
But it's a party drug. Take the history of, normally sports person rarely goes for parties, but there's no time for that, you know.
Right.
They train and compete. But in the case of Vijender, look back, he won the Olympic medal. Everywhere parties for him. In the film world, in the fashion world, he was mixing with everybody, parties, and these party drugs prevail there. And it's quite possible that anybody attends parties may be taking him, given this.
Right.
And perhaps it is possible Vijender also might have been a victim of that. But I can tell you, knowingly, a sportsman of that caliber will not indulge in this type of... No, it is unbelievable. I don't accept that argument that he has knowingly taken that for any, especially related to sports. No, because if you take these drugs, even if you get some advice, you got to go to actually.
And there must be long-term impacts as well on your body. And he's still somebody who we have got so much hope from.
Not only that, addiction, it causes addiction. You can't continue sports.
Right.
So nobody will take those drugs.
Right. You know, we got so many viewers writing in this evening to ask whether the use of such drugs amongst not just celebrities, but, you know, we're looking this evening at our sports persons. If that, Deepika, is one of the sports world's sort of worst kept secrets, does it sort of everybody know that everybody does it? How would you respond to that?
One thing, there is no check on these kinds of distribution of these medicines, and must say energy drinks or energy powders and everything. You could get anything from your gymming instructors or any pharmacy, anywhere. I mean, we as a player, we are so much curious to get a short-term progress. We could go to anything. I mean, agar mera instructor is telling me that go and use it, you will get instantly success, I'll do that. Why? Because I don't have knowledge, one thing.
Correct.
Second,
so you're relying on somebody else, you're
exactly.
saying. And, you know.
I have trust on my instructor only.
Right.
So we have no option where we could go and check that this is coming for dope or not. Is there any long-term side effects on me or not? I just only believe on my instructor and just go for it.
That's an important point. Mr. Mathuri, I'm running out of time, but last words from you. We've sort of seen sports persons fall victim to this, take somebody's advice at face value. They always say, we don't know enough. We are placing our trust in people, say our coaches, fellow colleagues, etc., and going by what they say. And of course, they want their stars, they want their students to succeed. So is there a way where we can crack down on this and sort of ensure the safety of our sports persons really, or sort of create more awareness?
Being related to the sports fraternity, I would at the moment suggest that, getting into the system, educating a sports person and telling them the side effects of drugs and the repercussions that come along with using a drug should be definitely a main factor and a streamline in our agenda, in our sports agenda, I should be precise. That would definitely reduce the usage of drugs in sports and would lower down the level, and after a certain point of time people will realize that it only in a very short period of time, if you want to achieve something, it helps. Right. Otherwise in the long run drugs are of no use. We should not use them, should not go near them. Right. And it is definitely spoiling the youth. We should avoid them at any cost. Right.
At the end of the day, like you're saying, it's only hard work, dedication and commitment that's going to get you all those coveted medals, get you all that success and glory.
Exactly.
Right. But thanks very much all for joining us. I'm out of time, but Mr. Matoria, Dr. Chandran and Deepika, thanks very much for coming in on the program and speaking to us.